LeBron James, Jaylen Brown, Tyrese Maxey, Joel Embiid, and VJ Edgecombe. This sounds like the most unstoppable team in the league, right? Well, on paper, it kinda is. I mean, you compare it to other teams in the league, sure, there's some exciting duos out there like Ant and LaMelo, Giannis and Bam, Jokic and Murray, and a couple more, but these teams don't really compare to the starting five that the Sixers have built. Or at least that's what the general audience believes.
Now that LeBron went to Philly, this is officially the greatest Eastern Conference of all time.
LeBron to the 76ers, they finna win a title if they could just bubble wrap Joel Embiid ass.
The Philadelphia 76ers will win an NBA championship next year.
The 76ers have the chance to run the East.
In this video, we're going to be discussing how people are looking at this from the wrong perspective. There isn't another team that's specifically going to beat the Sixers. The Sixers will beat the Sixers. It all started with that massive trade of Jaylen Brown for Paul George. First of all, this was a ridiculous move. Let's look at the facts. With Brown, you have a guy that just led your team to a championship alongside Tatum. And after Tatum goes down with an Achilles injury, everyone starts writing you off. It's a rebuild year. The Celtics won't make the playoffs. A lot of noise. Well, Jaylen Brown led that team single-handedly to a second seed and was even an MVP candidate. What do you think an organization would do with that? Celebrate him? Give him the keys to the franchise? No. They start shopping him around in the market publicly for everyone to see.
I wasn't thrilled with the amount of respect that was showed during this process. I think there was a bit of a lack of respect. I think it was fine at one point, and then out of nowhere things just kind of went left. I wasn't thrilled the way he facilitated some of the conversations, but I definitely think there's more to it.
This was an insane form of disrespect. I mean, they're trying to trade him like their lives depended on it. Let's look at this tweet as an example. Legion Hoops reported that the Celtics offered Jaylen Brown 2 first-round picks and more for Giannis. The Bucks obviously declined and sent Giannis to Miami, but look at this response. The general public was in unison. They believed that Jaylen Brown was clearly being disrespected. This user specifically said, "I'm sorry, but Jaylen Brown gotta demand a trade after this disrespect. Carries the Celtics without Tatum all year and gets used as trade bait LMAO." But be that as it may, the trade happened and now he's on Philly. Then we got LeBron. Honestly, I was shocked with this move because I'm like, does he really want to join this team? On paper, it's literally a super team. And people could perceive this as ring chasing, which honestly isn't crazy. The only other two options really were the Warriors and the Heat. Draymond recently spoke on this post-trade and said that LeBron just couldn't get over the history that he had with the franchise, which is fair.
I wasn't blindsided because, I know a few people that know a few people. You look at Golden State, and I ultimately don't think Brown was ever able to get over the history. And I understand it. I get it.
In Miami, I mean, after another grown man takes away your cookies, it's hard to go back. So he settled with Philly. As an audience, we can interpret this in many ways. When I saw this, initially I thought, Maxey is definitely going to have to take a back seat. He plays an insane amount of minutes, the most in the league, and with this new core, that's just not feasible. LeBron would also probably take more of a playmaking route, similar in the sense to what he had on the Lakers when everyone was healthy. I think Brown would be the number one option. Embiid's health is always in question, and Edgecombe is just too young right now. So why won't this work? Let's go to the actual facts and analytics. If you go to the official NBA site, you can verify this. But look, as of last season, LeBron James yields a 27% usage rate. Maxey is 29%, Edgecombe is 19%, Brown a staggering 35%, and Embiid a 32%. This totals to 142%. That's obviously not possible. So it begs the question, who is willing to sacrifice their pride and ego for the success of their team? Honestly, other than Maxey, I can't see anyone else doing this. Edgecombe really isn't in this question because he isn't that high in terms of usage and he's also just in the second year of his career. But when it comes to players like LeBron, he says that he understands that his role is more so support at this stage in his career. He's no longer a first option. He understands that, but he doesn't really like it. You can tell from his tone in interviews that the idea of not being the best player in the world anymore isn't an easy thing to accept.
I was put into some positions I've never played in my career before. Actually, in my life. I've never been a third option in my life.
It's the role that I'm playing for the ball club. In order for us to win ball games, it's the role that I'm playing, and it's just how the game is going.
I get it. He dominated for a long time, and that's a big change to make. It's understandable. Same with Brown. After leading a team like he did last season and having a finals MVP accolade under his belt, why would he want to take a backseat? On top of this, you have to consider depth. Lots of people don't like having this conversation, but without depth, you are never going to win a championship. Look at the last two champions alone. The Knicks have depth. Guys like Landry Shamet, Mitchell Robinson, and Jose Alvarado stepped up big in big moments. And these are just players off the bench. The Thunder, we all know that their team is stacked. But when I look at the bench of the Sixers, it doesn't really impress me. Then you start thinking, maybe the starters just play heavy minutes. Sure, that'll work for a time, but these players are human. They will get tired, they will get injured. We have seen what happens to teams when their star players are tasked with playing heavy minutes. It never ends well.
It's a data league, bro. Data is probably telling you that, hey, look, the starting five playing a way bunch of more minutes than the average starting five in your league. You can't go up against the Bostons, the Clevelands, and not have a bench. I don't care who you playing.
You literally have a 40-year-old on the court, and also a player who is notoriously injury-prone in Joel Embiid. Let's take a look at this tweet from Bleacher Report. Joel Embiid assured LeBron during his pitch he's healthy and ready to go this season. I mean, obviously there's going to be casuals out there that believe this, and I don't blame you. It's coming directly from the source itself, Joel Embiid. But let's call a spade a spade. We've seen Joel Embiid in these last few seasons. He's clearly not able to stay healthy, and even in these last playoffs, although he was very impressive, you could tell that he was playing through injury. Every time you look on his face, he's either grimacing, grabbing something, or just struggling in general. Maybe he just said this to get LeBron on that team, but I don't think that you can rely on Joel Embiid staying healthy, and you definitely cannot rely on that to win a championship. You put together all these factors, and things start to get messy. Let me ask you a question. In clutch time, in the final moments of a game, who is getting that ball? As an audience watching that game, we'll probably know. But these players, I think the egos will be too much, and the team will destroy itself from the inside out. It'll be even worse when they play a team like the Nuggets or Spurs. Why? Because those teams are going to emphasize the importance of chemistry. They're established, they have depth, they have experience, they know how to work together. Listen, I'm not trying to be negative. I hope these guys do well. And I even hope LeBron can ride off into the sunset with another ring. But these things take time. You have to invest into a team. Build it. It's not going to happen magically in a season.
What stands out to you about what makes them a championship team?
Like I said, with that chemistry, the communication, when the bench comes in, they get better sometimes. It's like reinforcement. It's not subs. They've been tested together and they've been together for years. That's an advantage.
Do I see this team winning a ring? Yes, but not with this core and not in this season. I think it'll be post LeBron and maybe even post Embiid. They'll have chemistry at that point and hopefully some more depth. But I'm very interested to see what you guys have to say, so let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.